the silent infiltration. For years, the phrase cybercrime meant isolated hackers and digital vandalism. Then came Operation Aurora. It was late 2009. Quietly, secretly, a sophisticated unit, later attributed to state-sponsored actors in China, began its target acquisition. The weapon of choice was not a virus, but a zero-day vulnerability, an unpatched flaw in Microsoft's Internet Explorer. They didn't storm the gates. They simply exploited a flaw the digital security world didn't even know existed. Their target was not a bank vault, but the intellectual heart of global corporations. Act 1. The crown jewels and the activists. The primary victim was Google, but they were far from the only one. Over 30 major companies in technology, defense, and finance were hit, including Adobe, Symantec, and Northrop Grumman. The goal was massive, systematic industrial espionage. The hackers, known as the Elderwood Group, weren't after credit card numbers. They were after the source code, the crown jewels, the fundamental blueprints for these companies' products. This was corporate theft on an unprecedented strategic scale. But there was a darker motive. Once inside Google's network, the hackers shifted. They accessed the Gmail accounts of Chinese human rights activists. Their goal? To expose the identities, communications, and locations of dissidents critical of the Chinese government. This dual purpose, stealing corporate secrets and tracking political opposition, confirmed this was not the work of simple criminals. This was a state-level operation. AC2, Google's response and the geopolitical shockwave. In January 2010, Google made a move that stunned the world. They went public. Breaking the code of corporate silence, they openly blamed the Chinese government for the highly sophisticated attack. The gloves were off. The fallout was immediate and severe. Operation Aurora escalated a corporate security breach into a global diplomatic incident. Google announced it was no longer willing to censor its search results in China, a policy that had been a source of constant tension. Ultimately, Google partially withdrew from the mainland Chinese market, a monumental decision driven by the principle of free speech and the reality of state-sponsored cybercrime. It was the first time a major U.S. corporation had openly walked away from one of the world's largest markets due to a cyber attack. To conclusion, the new normal. Operation Aurora was the definitive wake-up call. It permanently changed the definition of an advanced persistent threat, or APT. It proved that the security systems of even the most technologically advanced companies were vulnerable. In the years since, the world's cybersecurity posture has been completely rebuilt, driven by the realization that cyber warfare is not a future threat, but a present reality. The digital battlefield was defined by a single hack. Aurora showed us that the war for global supremacy would be fought, not with bombs and missiles, but with lines of invisible code.